Today we're building cat perches and rock walls, but we don't need a contractor or a stonemason because I've got a friend of mine here who's going to show us how to do it. Well, she's an actress, a musician, and a model. You've seen her on Hee Haw and Love Boat, but my favorite is Barbara Mandrell and the Mandrell sisters. Irlene, good to be with you, as always.
Thank you.
Hey, you and I were talking about you are a self-proclaimed do-it-yourselfer.
I love it. You know, it's fun to have projects going on when you finish them. It's rewarding, but it's always really interesting to learn things. You don't have to know how to start with. You work with it and get in trouble. You can call somebody, but I mean, really, that's how you learn. I love doing new things.
But you said that you really didn't grow up learning this because you were on the road all the time, and you know, when you were home, you needed to be studying. So it was years later when you got your house that you started projects. Well, that was a little clip, a little teaser of what's coming up next year, 2014, on LifeStyle. And I'm here, though, with the youngest of the world-famous trio, the Mandrell sisters. Irlene Mandrell, so glad to have you back.
I love being here. Denise, you're so much fun.
You know what? We had so much fun the last time we were together. You and I have just hung together the last, few months, and it's been so much fun.
It has for me. As a matter of fact, that reminds me, I wanted to say Vandy Richards is watching. She owns a home show, which is the reason I got to meet you in the first place. I want to say hi to her.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been great.
Well, we've had so much fun, so we've got some segments coming up next year, but we're talking about the holidays, and I know that the Mandrells celebrate big, all of the holidays, and I want to know, what are you guys going to do for Thanksgiving coming up?
Actually, I don't have to. I had a big Halloween. Louise and I put a big party together. So now, and that was at, I'm living with my mom, and you'll see that out on the lake, and now it's at Louise's house for Thanksgiving. Barbara has her own thing going on and some other family coming in, her kids, but Louise is planning a really big Thanksgiving. She said, I think she's having it catered and in little boxes, and we each get our own. It's going to be great.
So that'll be easy cleanup,
yes,
right? I love
that's what she said. Because Mom said, well, we'll just go to a restaurant this time because Christmas, you know, we did a big thing for Halloween, and Christmas is going to be big, and I'm going to cook a big turkey and ham and stuff like that for Christmas. So Thanksgiving, we're just
doing something a little low-key. Well,
yeah.
You know what? I think that's what it's all about. It's actually giving yourself permission to change traditions sometimes. Sometimes we get so stuck in the way that we're doing it, and sometimes we need to change. Get a little change, maybe take a rest, not do all of the cooking. But I want to talk to you about, we've got a picture coming up. I want you to set this up. Tell me when this picture was and what was going on in your life. I actually love the hair. You've got to tell me about that.
Okay, I'm trying to think of the year. It was from a special we did, and we're going to see some of that in a bit. That was after the show. And the show was 81. So this special was, well, okay, it was from 95 or 96, somewhere around there. So the hair was bigger even still then.
But you guys, I mean, you pulled it off. I mean, that was when the hair was really big and had the feathering, and you all looked so good. And
that's my mom and dad. Well, Barbara's in the middle, always. And then Louise is, and I are on her sides, and then Mom and Dad in the front. And that was a special picture for me. My dad is passed away about 4 years ago or so, and lost him, but you know, to have had this opportunity to spend this time, because that was done from the Christmas special, but I got to do that with my family. It was great memories. You know?
I love that. I mean, in the fact that you got to do so many things, your parents were a big part of the show.
We wouldn't have not gotten into the music business if it hadn't been from my parents. You know, they loved music.
Did they get you
Never pushed us into it, but when we wanted to do that, like my dad loved singing and playing the guitar, and my mom taught Barbara to read music before she could read, and gave her an accordion. And Mom and I were talking about it recently. It's like Barbara really was a music prodigy, you know, so it just kind of happened. She gave her accordion, I think she was like 4 or 5 years old, and she started playing it. I mean,
wow.
She learned steel
Barbara's
guitar.
got a squeeze box. Daddy never sleeps at night.
And she played steel guitar within 3 months professionally. Nobody does that, you know, and it just kept going. So I mean, they were the opportunity, and once she wanted to play, they all of us buy us the best instruments and whatever they could do to support whatever we wanted to do.
You know, what good parents to see your talent and then to help you move forward. Now, one of the things that you did that was so fabulous, and I got a chance to watch. In fact, I love the DVD that you had dropped off over at the house, because I got to sit and watch. I mean, I felt like it was just throwback time, but I got to see some of the Barbara Mandrell and the Mandrell sisters. Now, set up this clip that we're going to see, because this was a Thanksgiving clip with the Statler brothers.
Yes, it was during the show. So this one was probably 81. But the Statler brothers, I'm sure you guys remember that they were incredible singers.
So funny, too.
But that's the thing. When they were on the show, they were hilarious. So much fun to work with. So, I mean, this was something, it was off the Thanksgiving show from the Barbara Mandrell sister show with the Statler brothers. And Harold was the dad, Mom was playing, Barbara was playing the mom.
Sorry, Barbara.
I didn't mean it. And then you can tell we were just playing the kids around the table. It was a Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh, I love it. Let's take a look.
Thanksgiving dinner, an American tradition. Dad's ready to carve, and the family is waiting patiently, and the glow of the holiday is alive in the house. All the cares of the year have been washed away as the family sits down in perfect harmony and love. Okay. Now, what part of the turkey would you like?
Oh, I want white meat and a leg.
Sounds good. White meat and a leg.
I'll have a leg.
There's only 2 legs. How about a wing?
Okay, 2 legs and a wing. I asked for a leg first.
So did I.
How about a wing?
I want a wing.
What about my leg?
It's my leg. Your leg is my leg.
My wing. It's my wing.
There's only 2 legs and 2 wings.
I'll have that. You promised me a leg.
You're gonna get a foot.
I want a foot.
I'm hungry.
Let's start again.
Leg.
Wing. Leg.
Leg.
Wing.
Foot. Leg.
Wing.
Your father will decide who gets what. Harold, what do you think?
All tasted pretty good to me.
Well, you can tell you all had such a good time. I mean, was it just hilarious on that set?
Oh, all the time. I mean, it was fun because it was like we're family and we're having a great time. But the Statlers they were on there a lot and they became like family. We did a lot of skits, and years later we did the actual Family Feud with them. They didn't have enough, so it was them and Brenda Lee against us, and it was hilarious. We won most of the time.
Of course you did. Of course you won. Well, how much fun is that? And we also have some more things coming up. We just have a packed show. One of the things, though, I did want to mention to you, as you know, we always talk about decor on the show, and I've got a couple of pictures I want to show you. If you're thinking about decorating the table, check out this. Irlene, this is a turkey. It's a ceramic turkey, and putting it into this wire really sets off the table, and add a few candles, of course. And for your florals, we've got a floral arrangement you can add. Don't forget, Ilex Flowers could do something like this for you as well. This is sunflowers and oranges. You know, bringing in those colors, those fall colors, that's the perfect thing to do for your table. And this is really simple. Just pick up a few white pumpkins, put it on a tray, and don't forget you can use your food as part of your decorations. And speaking of food, we are going to look at, this is a cookbook that you all put together, and it's something you really use the recipes out of. So let's see that.
I have to tell you, I'm not on a book tour promoting this book for sure because, well, let's see, my daughter that's in it, that was about 2 or 3 at the time, because this is full of pictures of the family. And she's 18 now. I think she was 3 in the picture. So the book's a while ago. But I love to go back in. It has pictures of the family. And this is Matt in the back. The reason we thought of doing this book was because Matt is a chef. And right now, he's not he's a great cook at our holiday events. He gets in there and cooks.
And that's your mom.
That's Mama and Barbara and Louise and I. And, of course, Matt right now is actually, and I'll show you some of that. He's in another picture I wanted to show you later. But he's actually a manager of his wife, who's an incredible Christian singer. And they're both winning awards for what they're doing.
I love that.
But he's still a great cook. And
well, you've got some good recipes. And one of the recipes you're going to tell us about are the ham croquet, but you call them
Well, they in the book it is called the ham croquet.
Or
Croquette?
croquettes. I don't know. We don't know.
But
Are
I
we
like to call
playing
them
croquet?
ham balls because
Or
they're
are we-
actually shaped. We shape them like little balls. And the recipe's great. I cook them once or twice a year.
And here's these are all the ingredients for the ham croquettes, right? That's
Yes,
correct.
and there's also after this at the bottom a sauce that goes with it that's also very important. But it says you can use breadcrumbs. I recommend the cornflakes because I just think that tastes.
Do you
I
have
like
a
that taste
picture of
better.
those in here too? I didn't
It
know if
actually
we had.
doesn't.
It doesn't. So tell me what you do. You were telling me that you like to use those at the end when you have the ham left over, and you could do this for Thanksgiving or for Christmas.
I was actually going to do them a couple weeks ago. We had some friends in. We got a big ham, and there wasn't enough left over. I like to make it with what's left over. If you buy a really, really big ham, and the kids look forward to having that instead of just ham sandwiches afterwards. But you know, on the directions, there's some things that you do want to make sure you follow the directions. And I got this actually from Cindy. Heinlein is my ex-mother-in-law, but she is a great lady, and I got this recipe from her, and it's so important that you follow it because, like, you do the cornflakes, and then it says, you know, actually dip it in the egg and do them again, and you first time you go, oh, why is that important? But it makes it so thick. The outside, when
And
you
then
deep
it's
fry
very-
it's very good.
And then
yes.
it's crunchy. Now, what
Yes.
oil? I know that you are very conscientious about eating healthy as well. What kind of oil then do you use when you fry these?
Actually, I do like to go ahead and use like olive oil
Okay.
or you know, and some other
Like a
stuff.
sunflower?
Yeah, you know, but I guess I usually use olive oil. I don't know why I think it's like an Italian dish, you know, but you can use anything that you think is healthy.
And
like
you
that.
know, one of the things you were telling me just to kind of cut down, because you're very small and you try to keep your slender figure during the holidays, as all of us girls are trying to do. But some of the other ways that you said that you cut down some of the recipes.
I've tried to do it healthy, and I don't know, some of it may not cut the calories as much as it just makes it a healthier recipe. But I've made my own bread stuffing by using whole grain bread. I like using almond butter because I'm not doing a lot of dairy myself, you know, on the specific diet I'm on. But so I make that when I use sweet potatoes. A lot of people don't like artificial sweeteners, but to me it saves some calories. So with the sweet potatoes, I've done that. And then I add like some little pieces of pineapple and little pieces of either tangerine or small oranges. And I like putting crunched up pecans in it too and stuff like that. It's just real healthy. But everybody seems to love it. I've made my own cranberry sauce for the last few years too. You know, and I add
And
little pieces of
cranberries are
oranges with
very
that.
healthy. I mean, that is a very healthy meal. And this time of year, I actually was in Massachusetts during the cranberry bogs when they would flood the cranberry bogs, and it looked like rivers of red cranberries. It was so beautiful. And I never
Amazing.
really understood that was seasonal until I saw the cranberry bogs, and then I understood, oh, that's why it's fresh.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah.
And was that in November or something?
Uh-huh,
Oh,
it was.
nice.
And so that's how, and what I encourage you to do too is go ahead and buy up. In fact, I was at Trader Joe's the other day and I went ahead and bought up extra cranberries, put them in the freezer because I have a couple of recipes. I don't want to give up my cranberries.
Because of them being seasonal.
Yeah.
That's
Well, we
amazing.
have to mention the flowers. I think they're so pretty, don't you, Irlene? This is ornaments that are inside, and look at these. And this is a very, very soft, I'm not sure, but it's an evergreen, and the berries are so pretty. And remember that ilex, they will create your mailbox. They'll do fresh wreaths for you. They'll light up your trees. They do residential and commercial. You can get in touch with them at 736-5200. Well, coming up, one of my favorite ideas that you can get the entire family involved. That's coming up right after this.